Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Corner Booth pregame.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation.
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, the Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
There we go. It's working. It took a second. I started dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Corner Booth pregame. I am your host, Jared Clem, alongside a full cast and crew today. I am very happy. Chris is back from vacation. We also have producer Nate in the background, and of course, my co-host, Big Bad Maddie. I'm not going to do crazy intros today for our usual crew because honestly, I say the same thing every week, but maybe I'll figure out with a better script for us going forward, obviously in the new year. But obviously, in order, there's our producer, Big Bad Nate, or as we refer to him as Dark Side Nate.
Hello.
How does it feel to own the penalty box full time now, buddy?
It feels good, man. Having a name to something, as part of the corner booth, it's nice. I know it does require some, inappropriate jokes at times, but I'm grateful. So
Rob's not having as great a Thursday as we are, apparently.
Eesh. It's okay. Hey, me too, Rob. It's okay. It's all good,
it's okay. Rob commented on the show at 6:35, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Love Rob Taylor. Shout out to him, but I hate his Chiefs, though. All right. Speaking of hating the Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, this man is a Philly fanatic. He's not as tan as I thought coming back from Florida. We had this conversation pre-show. He's the former owner of the penalty box, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Lipoff.
Yo, what's up, fellas? Glad to be back, dude. Florida was insane. Some people call it a movie. It was pretty good.
There you go. I'll let that one go. And of course, my co-host extraordinaire, known this kid for over a decade. He is one of the calmest human beings I know. Even being a Jets fan and the Yankees fan, rough week for both franchises. Just like our guest actually is a Jets Yankees fan as well, who's dressed very festive. I can see him in the lobby, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Anthony's father, Matt Ordazzo.
What's going on, guys? Just refreshing Twitter because I'm trying to find the latest MLB scoop, which it just seems like MLB just died in the last 2 or 3 days, and all I can see is Juan Soto's stupid face on my Twitter. Not salty. Well, yes, I am salty,
Just a tiny
but I'm
bit.
not.
Just a wee bit salty.
I'm not.
I hate that.
There's nothing to do with Juan Soto. I listen.
He's a Met. I hate
The
him.
Mets will find a way to blow this up. I'm sorry. They get one good run every decade, and then they just find a way to blow this up. They will find some way to barely make the playoffs and get swept by the Brewers or something. So I'm not really worried about it because the Mets still didn't solve their biggest problem. So that being said, this is not a problem. This man is back after about a month and a half hiatus, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, host of No Credentials Required, the chaplain of Belly Up Sports, and the father of my fourth favorite tag along. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan McCarthy.
What's happening, fellas?
How you doing, bro?
Got to be back in the corner. Got to be back in the corner booth.
Hell yeah, man.
What's up, man?
What's up, homies?
It's good to see you, right? How's everything up in the Albany area of New York?
Thank you for pronouncing it right, by the way. It's Albany, not Albany.
I'm from the Northeast, man. Come on.
I say Albany. Is that bad?
Well, you're John. It's okay, buddy.
Yeah.
You're from Philly. You're special.
Sure am.
No, it's cold right now, but everything is all right. It's I'm trying to figure out this beer situation. The head on this thing is crazy right now. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The Homer Simpson beer.
The problem is we let a great joke go by, and then Brian just holds up the most massive foam I've ever seen. Did you just straight dump pour that like I do, or what?
No, I didn't. That's how it came out. I don't know, but maybe the beer just didn't settle, or
That's
But
like the
whatever.
perfect example of what a bag of chips probably looks like because it's half full.
Yeah.
Fat.
You
It'll
gotta wait
settle.
15 minutes and then you gotta drink it.
Well, I do have
looking at pool.
Well, I do have a second one.
Dude, it
Nice.
matches your shirt.
Just so I have it. Yeah.
I know, Ryan.
Yeah,
Looking
look
very
at it.
festive as always.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is that time of year.
I know. I'm
gotta
happy we were able to
that
get you on at least now because I know you're obviously doing your how do I put this? Your religious activities every other Thursday. So next week, unfortunately, I don't believe you'll be able to make it for our corner booth Christmas party.
You don't know that.
I mean, you could drop in. I'll leave you an invite.
You haven't asked me. Okay,
Yeah, listen, the cool thing with the corner booth Christmas party is it has like 13 guests. People come in and rotate. That's how we always do it every year.
So what song will I be singing then?
Alvin and the Chipmunks. What's the?
We don't do the singing till about like the end of hour two. We also, it's great because we I believe that's the first week we do bowl game picks, which thank God this is the worst week of the 6-pack besides championship week, which is a death sentence every year. Ryan, I don't know if you saw our graphic, but everyone lost points last week because barely cut points because we all got killed in college, and then NFL we all took bad upsets, and it was hilarious. I think Matt's the only one actually hit upset.
Yeah, there were a bunch of dog games last week anyway in the NFL, so you didn't know what you're gonna get.
Oh my God, it was awful. And dude, that dude who took the Eagles over the Panthers for $3 million was probably sweating that entire second half of that game.
Yeah,
probably worse than I was saying. My grandmother's birthday dinner. Grammy, shout out, happy 80th. She was a good sport because she literally let me sit there in an Italian restaurant. This place was so Italian, I swear. And it was also in Little Falls, New Jersey, which is a very Italian town.
Yep. Yogi Berra.
You guys have this. My mother grew up in the same county as the Sopranos, so I know that area very well. Anyway,
so you're part of the bloodline.
I'm sitting there watching the game on my phone, losing my mind, and
acknowledge him.
So what's up? What's up, Maddie? Sorry.
No,
you don't.
We're just acknowledging you, tribal chief.
Yeah, a tribal chief. As your wise chief. Man.
Acknowledge.
Oh, we all get it except Jared.
He gets it.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you gotta watch WWE, bro.
I didn't watch WWE as a kid, though. I didn't.
Oh, I did.
Watch it now.
I lived through the 80s WWE Attitude Era. Kind of lost.
I mean, I appreciate the marketing and the writing and the whole aesthetic behind wrestling. Just never really interested me when I was a kid. It was
kill to have Paul Heyman on this show.
Oh my God!
I know. No, we can't have Paul Heyman because we are strictly a Pat McAfee fan base. I know for a fact him and Heyman are beefing.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
Rob, I don't even
went
know what
last
you
year.
spent.
Awesome.
Everything in Vegas costs more. I found out what it ran for prices for the F1 race. I was like, oh, what?
I saw they came out with an Undertaker package for WrestleMania, and I couldn't even afford the standard baseline.
Dude, I spent $1,000 on WrestleMania last year. It was awesome.
That's wild. The most I've ever spent on a Eagles Packers 10th row Sunday Night Football with hotel and travel included. I think it ran me $900.
It's insane, dude. You're right though. Vegas charges a high nickel unless you're getting married.
What was the lowest? Yeah, true. What was the lowest? What was the lowest Super Bowl ticket? Wasn't Nate? If you could look this up when you get a second, what was the lowest purchase price Super Bowl ticket last year for when it was in Vegas? I'm curious. I think it was over $1.50. It had to be over $1.50. But
I'm
Ryan,
embarrassed to admit
this as a beer guy. 40 Thieves by Zero Gravity is one of the literally has a picture of 40 Thieves, including Ricky Henderson, the Hamburglar, the Wet Bandits, Marvin Harry. We also have DB Cooper, the guys from Reservoir Dogs, and the Joker. I love this. This is
you got the
chicken from Family Guy on there.
Yes, I actually do. Oh, they have Robin Hood on here. I didn't see that.
Okay.
Oh, and they have they have the guy. They have Pancho Villa as well, which is crazy. I didn't even realize that.
Pancho Villa.
That's nuts. Nate, what do you got?
6,870.
Oh my God!
According to StubHub.
Holy shit!
That's probably without fees. So probably add some fees on that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's probably about close to about $8,000 after fees. Holy smokes, that is wild! Oh my lord, this is why I never go to StubHub or NFL.com to buy tickets. I either go to our amazing sponsor, SeatGeek, official sponsor of the Corner Booth Podcast, the 6-pack. Promo code Belly Sports, by the way, for $20 off your first initial purchase. There is another app I will use occasionally because sometimes SeatGeek doesn't get resale tickets as fast. I will not name them for sponsoring reasons, but if you ever want to know, text me directly. I'll tell you who it is. Do love SeatGeek though. Was able to get amazing seats for Hurricanes versus whatever this is. Hurricanes versus
They're the ones.
Boston College last year, which was great. I was second row, which was like maybe one of the best experiences in my life. Cam McCormick heard me yell at him.
Damn, dude.
He dropped a pass in the open field. I screamed at him, and then I realized, oh, I'm the only Miami fan besides our boy Yeff in this section. This isn't a good idea.
I got second row to.
By the way, Kevin was with me and him. Kevin looks at me like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I forgot I'm not at home.
I got second row to a Wiggles concert before.
Isn't that the kid who's older than you?
No, actually, I'm still 2 years older than him. He's my sister's age, which is hilarious. But listen, he has a really cool story because his early part of his career was terrible. That poor kid. He's not going to get drafted, but hell, he got a bunch of degrees. He's probably going to get a great job, and it was a cool story. And he caught a couple touchdowns this year. And also, shout out to Miami for being a real one. Also, Colorado, I'll give you your props too. All the starters, except for we haven't found out about Xavier Restrepo yet, but Cameron Ward and Damian Martinez are both playing in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, which is awesome. Which I love that. I hate the Stars not playing in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It drives me nuts. I understand if you're like the top 5 pick and your team is terrible and you somehow made it. I understand that. But when you honestly got kind of hosed by the CFB committee, because I'm going to be straight up with you right now, this is not even fan bias. You put Miami on a field against Indiana or against Notre Dame, they smoke them both. That Notre Dame teams one like good, like only had 2 really good wins were A&M and Army. All their other wins were really shaky. Also, they smoked Clemson too. And possibly SMU. That's a whole other thing. Miami's biggest problem was when they lost their secondary. Basically, by the end of it, they had a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds playing against seniors and juniors. So that I knew the season was over at that point. But I digress. Shout out to the Hurricanes for starting all their starters in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It's awesome.
Jared the Blockbuster Bowl.
What are you? You guys in the Blockbuster?
Yeah, LSU. Yeah, we're pretty outdated.
I don't know. What actual bowl game are you guys in?
To be honest with you, I got to check. I'm going to check real quick.
All right, cool.
I'm kind of torn for the first round of the CFP. I'll tell you why, because I'm a pseudo. I used to be a big Penn State fan, but 2020, I kind of lost my smile. You get that reference, get a bonus point. I lost my smile when it came to college football in 2020. Kind of lost my smile when it came to a lot of things. Let's be honest here. But they're playing SMU, which is the underdog who got absolutely the death penalty back in 1989. And for them to have to come this far from 30-something years ago, and now they're in the college football playoff.
I love it. It's a great story.
I'm kind of torn as who to root for.
Oh, no, I'm totally rooting for SMU. I despise Penn State. We've had this conversation before.
Yes, we have.
I call them something else off camera that I won't call them on air because we actually have a standard to stick to now. Go back in our earlier episodes if you want to see what I used to call them. It's another word that begins with a P, but it ends with an E. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a big Penn State guy. I can't stand Ohio State either. But Boise State, love the story. I love Oregon and Dan Lanning. I love what they're doing with this. I think he's the best coach in the tournament. Georgia would be great. I would love to see Graham Stockton just light people up because that kid is a future first round, like top 5 pick. Like Giants fans, tank for the next 2 years, get Graham Stockton in 2 years. You guys will win 3 Super Bowls, guaranteed.
I don't think for Nate's mental health that he can take 2 more years.
Well, I mean, listen, we're all rooting for the Ravens this weekend, right? Because I'm starting Ravens defense. Matt is too. We're both like, we need I need my boy Tommy Cutlass to throw like 5 interceptions. Because my cousin I'm playing this week has Josh Allen and Jamar Chase, and I'm like, it's like trying to take on like a steamrolling train. He's murdered everyone he's played the last 6 weeks, and I'm like, oh, now I have to play him as the number 1 overall seed. And we're calling it the actual Clem Bowl because it's Clem versus Clem in our friend league, and I might want to put a little extra English on this game. Because basically whoever wins this is going to steamroll whoever they play on the other side of the bracket. But I'm like, I don't want to lose. So I'm like.
I had a random question. Does anybody know what this surviving Barstool stuff is?
It's like some game show they do. Chris actually kind of knows more about this than I do. Chris,
I watched it last year. It's they do 2 teams. It's like a game of like Survivor basically, but they have. You can, throw somebody. You could throw somebody under the bus on your own team. Like it's like a kind of like backstabbing, but you're on like a group. You're on like a group team, but you can also backstab like somebody on your team to get them out. Like it's actually pretty good. I haven't seen it this year. I heard it's pretty good again, but I definitely check it out. It's been on. I think it's on YouTube again. So
all right. I was just wondering because when I hear surviving and then a company, I usually think bad things. So I just want to make sure it wasn't a documentary about like surviving Barstool.
Dude, surviving Belly Up will be amazing. Just me versus like DJ or what's his face from or like Pinto from Fantasy, just doing like an obstacle course. Or me taking on Blaine, our one of our own on our founders.
Dude, I would love to run the 40-yard dash against the higher ups.
Oh my lord, that'd be great. So
I'm in like Larry Bird
DJ and Jacob. So I played football with DJ and Jacob Smith from over at Jockstrap.
Actually, I have a better idea. I have a better idea for belly up, surviving belly up.
Yeah,
you have to run the 40, but you have to run it faster than Brian Dable's time.
What was that, a 7?
He said he would do 7 flat if there's chicken wings at the end.
What?
Oh, we should all just run in a suit.
I ran on record with my freshman year of high school. I ran like a 6'1", and then by my senior year, around like a 5'1".
Dang.
We should run in a suit.
And then in college, I ran an unofficial 4'9", and I was like so amped.
We should do those one-legged races. We'll just have like me and Maddie as like a tandem against like 2 other people from like.
How tall are you again? 6'5"? What was
6'5", 250, Gemini.
Nice. I think my 5'11" Libra self might slow you down with the height difference.
I'm like a Mustang.
Can we not talk about the freaking astrological signs, please? Thank you. Moving on.
I'm the cruise missile from Madden.
Time to talk about the elephant in the room. We don't have to talk about Maddie.
I'm right here, Jared. God, come on.
Come on, man.
This is why I missed you, man. Your sense of humor is on point. So, Maddie, I'm not seeing much in the update department for at least who has signed in the last 2 days.
So just what rumors. I've gathered,
all here is rumors.
Yeah. So everything I pretty much heard was that the Yankees are in on everybody, and then once things get close, they all of a sudden it says that they have cooled off. I don't know what's going on. So pretty much, Yankees are. Like 2 days ago, it sounded like the Yankees are going to sign Christian Walker.
Didn't you guys get Jonathan Lewinsina? That's who you guys picked up?
Jonathan Lewinsina. That is exactly
Granite Crochet traded to the Red Sox.
Where are you getting all these names? Garrett Crochet went to the Red Sox via trade. Jonathan Loaizaga went back to the Yankees on a 1-year deal.
How is that with Loaiza?
I don't make the ruls.
Listen, this is the same podcast called.
My buddy calls him Giant Lasagna.
Yeah, Johnny Lasagna.
Speaking of lasagna, Jake Berger going to the Rangers.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I feel great for all the Marlin players that leave the Marlins because I don't know what they're doing down there.
Spencer Horwitz going to the Pirates. Nathan Eovaldi re-signs with the Rangers, 3-year deal. Andres Jimenez going to the Blue Jays. And of course, then that puts us to what broke right before our Tuesday show, which is Max Fried.
Nothing new.
Garrett Crochet honestly is really a great signing.
That's an amazing deal.
Oh my god, yeah. They easily got some good stuff. No, I don't want to see the video. I just want to see like
Well, we had
They
a
have-
deal for him back in July at the deadline, and then the White Sox backed out at the last minute.
The Red Sox have a underrated 1-2-3 punch right now because now you have Crochet, Houck, and Giolito. Not a bad
it's not a bad rotation
1-2-3 at all. As long as
I
Giolito
got to
can be
watch
healthy.
Giolito pitch. He was great, and then they pulled him, and the bullpen got absolutely.
My
blacked.
favorite Lucas Giolito moment. I'm pretty sure this is the same guy I'm thinking of. Had some things to say about who was the underwhelming Yankees third baseman a couple years ago? Josh Donaldson. He had a couple
Rain
things to say
Man.
about. He had a couple things to say about Josh Donaldson when he was with like the Blue Jays or something, and Josh Donaldson met him in the parking lot. And he had nothing to say about it because Josh Donaldson's a psycho mixed martial arts human being. Anyways, yes, nothing else is popping up. What I will say about the Soto thing, which I'm sure Ryan might have more things to say. I moved past it. I mean, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I love Soto. I mean, I don't dislike him after this. I don't hate him after this or whatever. I'm a little upset that they're saying that the Yankee captain and everybody else hasn't reached out to him in the winter. I think that's kind of BS to not even give him a phone call. I think it's stupid, the whole suite thing. Like, just pay for your suite. You're making $51 million a year. Pay for your damn suite. The security thing was BS on the Yankees part. I will give them that. But the whole, like, there's Yankee fans that are posting pictures of Aaron Judge like, we'll never
bring this up.
We'll never, not love this man. They don't make many like this guy, loyalty. And I'm like, dude, Soto played for the Yankees for 1 year. What loyalty does he have to this fan?
Yeah, that's like me getting mad about JD Martinez leaving after playing half a season for us in 17.
Yeah,
like,
it was just so funny.
Like,
we
switched us, but like whatever.
You're like, oh, we appreciate guys like Judge and Cole. Cole opted out because he thought we were going to pay him more money. And then when he realized we weren't, we had to give him the same deal to come back. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's like,
stop with the whole that.
Sports is a business, and the Yankees got the raw end of a deal. It's what happens.
Yeah. Hey, listen, they offered.
He could have signed with Boston. Let's be honest here. There are way worse, or LA. There are way worse scenarios because the Mets will find a way to screw this up.
Yeah, and listen, Yankee fans, I know it sucks. You offered him 16 years, $760 million. Be happy that they actually fought to the end, because this is a regime currently that I wouldn't have been surprised if they said we're not going higher than 650 because they just don't do what George used to do. I don't know if you got anything on this, Ryan.
It is what it is. It's baseball economics.
Perfect.
I'm just, like Jared said, I'm going to echo that statement. I'm just happy he didn't go to Boston or to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Because it would just confirm that the Dodgers look, we talk about, nobody can be mad at the Yankees anymore about swooping up and getting all these guys and paying all these guys millions upon millions of dollars. Stop. The Dodgers have been doing it.
The Dodgers are worse. The Dodgers are worse.
Dodgers have been doing it. The Dodgers were the first one to start it when they offered Kevin Brown $100 million to pitch for their team back in the day.
And
back in the 90s.
Wasn't he awful in LA too?
He was awful in LA, and he was okay as a Yankee.
That was back when who was the name of that Italian family that owned the Dodgers before Magic Johnson's ownership group bought him?
Sopranos.
What's that?
He said the Sopranos. He's being funny.
Not bad.
I know, no, because I remember the baseball forced them to sell because of like a bunch of different like scandals or whatever.
I'm looking it up.
But like
I want to say
O'Malley,
but he was the GM of the team when they brought in Jackie Robinson.
All I know is I am my hatred of the Dodgers well documented. And so the fact of the matter is that at least the Yankees would pay these guys straight up. There was no deferred money. They just paid them. The Dodgers are like almost gaming the system. They're treating it like it's an NFL salary cap.
Frank McCourt.
That's right. The McCourt drama.
And it was Peter O'Malley and Terry Seidler, who were the ones who gave it was Fox Entertainment Group who gave Kevin Brown all that money back in the day. So anyway, back to my original point. I'm not mad about the Soto situation because I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen, and I think the Yankees wanted to concentrate on getting better, on upgrading their starting pitching. When I brought in Max Fried, awesome. Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with losing Soto. And besides, you got Spencer Jones in the minors, who'll probably spend half the season in AAA, hit 20, 25 bombs, and be called up after the All-Star break. It'll be okay.
I'm gonna put this point out there, and you guys can kind of poo-poo me as teams of big market teams, Phillies and Yankees, as a mid-market team like Arizona. A team like us or like the White Sox, or I think of another mid-market team that's pretty good, but they're not there. I guess we made the World Series we're not talking about. The Pirates, the Reds. There's teams that are good, that are solid, that getting a guy like Soto makes them a number one, makes them a possible division winner. But then there's teams like the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Mets. Oh, actually, could help the Mets. Could hurt them as well. There's a couple teams where it's like, if they got Soto, awesome. They're loaded, but they still have to win. Where it's, if they don't have them, it's like you replace them with somebody else, and they still probably win 90-plus games.
Yeah, they drafted the left-handed version of Aaron Judge a couple of years ago. Spencer Jones from Vanderbilt.
Is so awesome. Baseball, you can replace a superstar in 2 years. The Diamondbacks are getting the same production they got out of Paul Goldschmidt from Christian Walker and Josh Bell. I'll leave that there. Seriously, they got the same production. If you put the two of them together for starts combined when Walker was hurt and because Walker missed a month and a half, still at 26 bombs. Let that one sink in for a second. And then Josh Bell, when he filled in, about 39 home runs, 100-something RBIs, and the batting average around 285. That's a Paul Goldschmidt MVP season right there. That is baseball and why it's beautiful. Now there are some players, A-Rod, Randy Johnson, Pedro, Man Ram. I won't put Jeter in this because Jeter's effect is different. But Kershaw in his prime, Chipper Jones, guys who were there on the feet, Mike Piazza when he was in his height of his powers, Ken Griffey Jr. when he was healthy. There is players in baseball who surpass their value. And then some. Mookie Betts is another one right now, modern times. I'll throw in a guy like Kyle Tucker who has the potential to be that level because he's sensational.
He'll be a Philly. Can't wait.
That'd be great. I would love to see Kyle Tucker in an Eagles uniform. I mean, a Philly uniform.
Eagles too.
There you go. Bryce Harper is another one because it's not just a talent thing. It's a aura and a leadership perspective. That's the change. So the Dodgers without Mookie Betts, extremely beatable. I don't care about Ohtani. Ohtani's great. He's a good show. Listen, he's going to be a good pitcher. He hits a lot of home runs. But to me, I'm like, yay. I don't care.
It's the lion.
You can pitch around him. Mookie Betts is a problem because he does everything right, and he's a leader in the clubhouse. That is, as a fan of a rival team, it's the guy who brings both to the table. So Mike Trout, when he's healthy, is another one. But that's my issue. And this is why when I look at the whole Juan Soto thing, I'm like, okay, next. I'm like, can we get Bellinger or can like re-sign Walker? I don't really care. To me, it doesn't really move the needle because the Mets will still be knocked out by the second round. So that was my point. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Any final thoughts on baseball before we go into football?
I hate the Mets. I really hate the Mets.
I hate the Mets too. Cheers.
Baseball needs a salary floor, not a salary cap.
Yes. Thank you. Great point. McCarthy bringing the heat today. All right. Moving on.
I always do. Come on.
I'm not saying
mass equals gas, my friend.
I love that.
Shout out Dallas Braden.
Tonight's Thursday night football game. Oh, by the way, there is a rumor Trevor Bauer is getting looks from teams. I am so for this. This dude got blackballed so hard by baseball. Yeah, he's kind of a tool. Yeah, he's got a big ego. But this girl literally was a scam artist. Got charges brought. Everything was dropped. Then, Trevor Bauer went out and just dominated the Mexican League because he was bored. But I'll leave it at that. That'd be. I would love to. You know what? I was kind of calling for us to pick him up and cut Montgomery. Oh, that would have been great because Trevor Bauer coming home. We drafted him, but he didn't really turn into a great pitcher until he went to, I believe, the Reds, right? The Reds is where he started becoming nasty, and then he went to the Dodgers.
Indians. Sorry.
Now
Guardians.
Listen.
Call the Indians, all right? The Indians look, if the Redskins are coming back, the Indians can come back too, okay?
Listen, let's let the politicians
back the Whalers
decide that. I just don't feel like getting fined. Uh,
By whom?
I don't know. All right. All I'm going to say is Thursday Night Football. We got a good matchup tonight. We got the Rams versus the 49ers. Right now, the 49ers are at -3. Kickoff is about 45 minutes away. I did my best here. No, it says 4 Winers. Doesn't sound as good.
Four Winers.
40 Wieners. Sorry.
4
Or
wieners.
Wieners. It's just 4 Dachshunds.
No, yeah, sure.
That's your logo. 4 Dachshunds.
4 Wieners. There we go. 40 Winers.
40 wieners.
There it is.
40
Oh, yeah,
wieners.
40 wieners.
-3 or 37.
Sounds like that
wieners.
porn. That sounds like that British adult film star who was like crying on camera afterwards.
Sorry. It just reminds me of Chris. Just reminded me of Clerks. That line. 37 in a row.
Oh, Jesus.
There actually was a British adult film star who actually slept with 100 guys in one day. I'm like, that is just.
I heard about that.
She's trying to go for 1,000 next.
Yeah,
She
Gross.
just cried after 100.
yeah.
Not to get too into it, but they didn't really go down into details. There could just be some insertion, take out, next. Quick, That's how you could probably break the record.
All right, no more details because I'm really not trying to get this episode flagged.
You could be right there, Matt. Yeah.
Chris is trying to keep his shit together right now.
There was nothing in the rules, I think, that said
the
about
guy who-
completion.
Yeah, the guy who's usually in the box on corner booth is like,
Well, no,
totally
okay. So
silent.
McCarthy, this is what's happened since your last appearance, and Nate has fully taken over the box. But unfortunately, Nate is currently working. We also had to educate Nate what box meant, and that was
Yeah, he
a
had no
really
idea what a
funny
box
episode.
was.
He didn't know what box meant, and Nate was losing his mind. We couldn't. Me and Matt and Chris were dying.
I'm trying to do my best to not.
I know
say
you're
it.
doing your best, buddy. I really appreciate the attempted professionalism. I love it.
Oh my God.
Well, okay, so tonight, Rams at the 40 Winers. 40 Winers are favored -3. We've got all the stuff about Debo with the deleted Twitter post, and we got, Jawan Jennings had a great game last week. We got the Brocket ship back, even though the real Brocket ship's in Oakland. Las Vegas, not in San Fran. Brock O'Clock. We got Mr. Ariat himself, Brock Purdy. His boot collection at Ariat's actually not that bad. As somebody who partakes with Ariat boots, I actually appreciate a good boot. But anyway, 40 Winers 6-7. They still have an outside shot, but right now they're technically in last place in the West, I believe, behind the Rams, Cardinals, and of course Geno and the Seahawks. Dude, Geno Smith comeback tour. The fact that he's keeping the Niners possibly out of the playoffs makes me so happy. But yeah, so the very competitive NFC and the 49ers, I think one of the last teams in, I believe. I'm not sure. Nick, you get a clarification. Oh, he's on call right now. Could one of y'all get clarification who is mathematically eliminating the NFC? That'd be great. I believe the
Giants.
49ers.
That's it.
Panthers.
Giants. Okay, which is just hilarious. Anyway, so tonight, Stafford versus Purdy, a matchup for the ages. It's gonna be honestly, it's gonna be a good one. Listen, every NFC West game is always good. I've never watched a bad one, at least in recent memory. Even like Cardinals versus Seahawks is a showrunner. 49ers, Rams. Oh, sign me up. I will happily watch this tonight. I will say this, gentlemen. Initial thoughts on tonight's game. We lean Rams, Niners. Guest of honor. I'll start with you, McCarthy. How are you feeling about this game tonight?
I'm feeling Niners because I've been saying this on No Credentials Required, ding, all season long. I don't know who this Rams team is. I don't know who this Rams team is. They're so streaky. 1 week they look like they could win. They could be in the Super Bowl. They could be a playoff contender. They could win this division. And then the next week, they're dog water. So I'm looking for them to be dog water tonight because of their game again on Sunday where they had to basically. They're up as many as 14 against the Bills and survived that game because Josh Allen had 6 touchdowns. Had 6 touchdowns by himself.
Absolutely insane.
So I'm looking for the 49ers to win this game. It'll be close, but I think the 49ers will will pull away at the end, just because I'm just so confused about this. I'm just so bewildered by this Rams team. So I'm going with the 49ers.
All righty. Maddie, how you feeling about tonight's game?
Honestly, I'm actually leaning towards the Rams in this game. I know it's at home against in San Francisco. You gotta just, you don't have a fully healthy Brock Purdy. This team just, Garendo, the third string running back, was just labeled active. I mean, everybody's banged up, everybody's hurt, and nobody's fully healthy. And you just seen the decline in this team this year due from just injuries from the beginning of the season. It's just one of those off years. Everybody gets them. Some teams get them more than others, more often, but that's another story. But yeah, I don't know. The Rams are a little more healthier. The Rams have been on fire. They just not destroyed the Bills, but they just put up 44 points on the Bills. So it feels like a destruction, even though it was only a 2-point win. I think Kupp and Nakua and Kyron Williams and Stafford can not easily, but I think they could torch up this defense a little bit. So I'm going to take the Rams in a close one in this one. I think they run away with it. I think Rams are 7-6. I think they can improve to 8-6 after this and just fight for a wild card spot. I just, no other best way to put it. I think San Francisco is so banged up with injuries that it's just not the year.
Yeah, you know what? We talked a lot about the Rams in their window. I mean, sorry, not the Rams in the window, the 49ers in the window. And everyone was like, oh, last year, the Niners, they're going to be back. And I watched that team, and I'm like, this just fits the Niners brand, man. They were talking so much smack about how they would have beat the Chiefs if they made over Philly. And they've had multiple shots at the Super Bowl under Shanahan. It's the same brand of football. It's the same chicken, different skin. I messed up that metaphor. But anyway, it is the same animal. Except a little better quarterback, a little better running back, same receivers, better defense. So it's a more talented version of the same animal we saw pre-COVID with Jimmy G and Emmanuel Sanders and all them boys. But I will say this. If they turn this around tonight, maybe we have a different conversation about them being the last team and nobody wants to play them in the playoff. But right now, unfortunately for them, there's a lot of teams with a lot better records in front of them. So I think the Rams, the youth of their defense is the key tonight. If Cam Kitchens, Jared Verse, and them boys come out firing and make plays like they have been a lot this season, I think they could give the Niners trouble. That's why I'm taking actually the Rams tonight to win. It's technically even money if they're a neutral site. So I will definitely take the Rams to win here. I trust Stafford more. They're healthier. They've got their offense there. The Rams are an actual problem for the NFC, whereas like the Niners are kind of like an afterthought. So also you got stuff talking about Debo. Debo leads the damn team in drops. The only productive receiver they have besides Kittle is Juwan Jennings. It's just kind of a mess. Chrissy, what do you think of tonight? Also, I need a first touchdown pick for you, by the way.
I'm taking the 49ers tonight. The only reason why I'm taking the 49ers tonight is, Rams, like Ryan was saying, the Rams barely won out of a missile of performance of both offenses last week. Very tough game. Coming off a really tough game. Passing defense is ranked 27th. Rushing defense is ranked 28th. They take that into account when you're going against the 49er offense, even though I still think they can produce without McCaffrey. They don't put up crazy numbers, but it seems like what all season's been with the 49ers is they're either scoring 10 to 17 points or they're putting up 35. I think it's one of those nights where their offense clicks. I think the defense of the Rams gets lit up. I do think the Rams cover. I do think it's going to be close. I'm going to take the 49ers tonight just because I think for them, a chance for them to go 7-7, be tied with the Rams. I don't know if I'll call it a must win, but it's turning into a must win because you go 6-8, it's difficult. NFC West is a great division. So yeah, I'm taking the Niners tonight. And unfortunately, even though I don't like them, I think Debo scores tonight. I think the first touchdown tonight is going to be from, I'm going to say George Kittle.
Ooh.
I'm going to say Purcell. Why not?
I'm saying Juwan.
Man.
I'm going to say DK Metcalf, baby.
Oh, Bay's back.
I'm sorry. We're looking at the wrong screen. I am going to say it's going to be Kyron Williams.
I was going to
Kyron,
be very
can't go wrong with
impressed if you
that.
were right.
It's my favorite non-Eagle.
Kyron Williams he's going to find a way to muscle his way into the end zone. That dude just runs so damn hard. It's honestly very impressive. I was looking at possible upset picks for the 6-pack, so I got caught looking in the backfield, boys.
Been there.
I will ask you boys this. Is 2.5? I can't remember exactly how I think it's got to be 3.5 on the road, right? Or 3 on the road?
It's,
No, if you're a road favorite, it's got to be -3, right?
Yeah, I think. -3.5.
Seahawks Packers has me frothing at the mouth, but I'm like, I need half a point.
You got rabies?
Because
Yeah,
dang,
totally.
beat me to it.
There you go.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Catch
you
you
know what
rabid.
time it is. It's time for America's favorite game about picking football games and trying to get them right. It is time for the 6-pack presented by SeatGeek. Promo code BellyUp Sports for $20 off your first initial purchase. Tonight's beer is Honkers Ale by Goose Island, a sensation. Honkers, man. Honkers.
There you go. Honk 'em.
It's actually the original beer released by Goose Island in like the 30s whenever they started the brewery. So it's a very good amber ale. It's low key, light, not too heavy. That 40 Thieves I just drank before, that was a strong beer. That was about 8.3. This is a little less. So we'll get right into it. We're gonna kick it off with the game everyone's talking about on Saturday. Awesome uniforms, the arms, the president. What do they call it? This is just the game, right? That's what the nickname is. I can't remember. Is there another nickname for this, or is it just the game? I can't remember.
It's
just the game. No, the game is Harvard Yale.
Yes, I should know that because I went to school in New Haven, but I could give a crap about Ivy League football. But I'm going to start this early. I got a buddy going to the Army. One of my best friends going to the Army. One of my other good friends is an Army vet. Shout out to former co-host Pat Donahue. So give me Army. I'm rolling with them. I love this team. They fight like animals. They
fight like an army.
Exactly.
They
are
Nation Army.
Listen, the only bad loss they have this year is to Notre Dame, and that one was just they just don't have the speed. Navy, they have that Navy would have to just outrun them, and Army is just a better team. So give me Army to win here. Go Black Knights. Go Army. Beat Navy.
I was filling that in, and then I just got an
Ryan.
email.
Oh yeah, sorry, Chris. You can go. Chris, you can go.
I'm riding with the Army too. Yeah, I've picked them I think a few times this year. I think I have, so I'm gonna stick with my guns and I'm rolling with the Army. Navy let me down when I forget who they played. They might have played Tulane, and then they got blown out by 35.
Fair.
So,
Nate, when you get a second, could you get those standings for the 6-pack up when you have a moment? No, at least get them rolling on the social media. Anyway, McCarthy, what do you got, my friend?
So my brother is a Navy veteran. So I root for them. I also have a cousin who was in the Army, who is also a Desert Storm veteran. So, and my dad was in the Air Force, so I'm a little conflicted on also. I root for all three teams when I can. But in this game, I think
I served in Newtown.
Yeah. And my dad's a Vietnam veteran too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Army will win, but Navy will cover. Because Army-Navy game is typically always very close. So I'm taking Navy to cover. Army wins, but Navy covers.
Fair.
Got it.
Nate is taking Navy, by the way, as his upset pick.
Not the Navy.
When McCarthy mentioned his father being a Vietnam veteran, I thought Nate was going to chime in there. It is usual Nate.
Well, he's currently preoccupied, so he texted me his link.
My dad was stationed in Guam, so no. So he's Vietnam era veteran, not actual war.
Well, when he returns back, we'll tell him he was Vietnam era. And Nate will be like, scoreboard.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's funny with that.
Yeah,
whatever.
He's married.
I don't know.
Nate, being of Vietnamese descent, loves to Loves to bring that up.
Loves to chop it
On
up.
a lighter note, thank you, McCarthy, to your entire family service.
Thank you.
I'm going to take Army here. I thought about taking Navy, but Nate's taking Navy, and I don't want to. I'm going to take the
Doubling
Army.
up upsets looks like chicken stuff. So
yeah, that's exact. Yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to take Army.
Is he taking them as an upset?
That's his upset pick.
Okay.
Moving on to the Pro Bowl. Possibly the game of the weekend. One of the games. There's like 4 amazing games this week. I'm actually kind of excited.
Crazy.
This is the first one. Bills Lions in
Is that
Ford
prime time?
Field. What?
Is that the prime
No,
time
it
game?
should be, but it's
No.
4:25.
The primetime game is Sea Chickens versus the Packers.
Why?
Decent game.
Yeah.
That's actually in. To be fair,
That's gonna be a great game. To be fair,
That's
No,
gonna be a
but
great game.
listen to this though. They made Bills and Lions 4:25, but the primetime games are Bears, Vikings, and Packers, Seahawks.
Wait, there's 2 of them.
Could we flex one of these games?
Well, I
Because
think the
why
Bears
would
are
I
too
want
late
to watch?
now.
Monday night.
I think they had until Wednesday to flex them. I think.
I can't
or
believe we have
Tuesday.
to watch Kirk Cousins versus I don't even know
That-
who plays quarterback for the Raiders right now.
Aiden
Ritter.
O'Connell.
Desmond Ritter.
No, Aiden O'Connell's out.
for the
Oh,
week.
sorry.
Oh, revenge game.
Desmond Ritter.
Ooh.
Honestly, I'm kind of vibing. Why
yeah,
the line
you're
drop?
interested.
Actually, I could take this as an upset pick.
Well, FanDuel says it's plus 3.5 with the Raiders at home.
yeah,
and
so
it's in
technically,
favor,
no.
yeah.
So ESPN Bet has it at 4.
Also, I took Army last week as my upset. Forgot about that. Go
So
Army.
yeah. Chris, thank you for the correction. Chris nailed his upset last week. Chris, we need the Lions to lose here. We need to start catching up ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I take over?
Yeah.
I've grown to not like the Bills because of their recent playoff deformations for the past couple of years. It's really killed me that they couldn't beat the Chiefs. But then this year I turned over a new leaf. I'm a Bills guy through and through. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. That's my squad. Love them. Big Buffalo guy. Great town. Great wings. Josh Allen is the GOAT. I'm going to take the Bills just because I feel like the Lions, they're due for a loss. The Bills just came off a heartbreaker. They're used to it. They're numb to it at this point. So I'm going to take the Bills, and I can't pick them as my upset pick, but I really want to, but the line is just not there. So I'm just taking the Bills straight up. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Go Bills. If they win, not this week, but depending on how far they go in the playoffs, I will get a Josh Allen shirt, Jared. Put that on the record.
There you go.
I turned to
I
a
love
Josh
your
Allen.
I love your oh man. I never thought of that. Every time a Bills fan would ever tell me like just end the season, I'm gonna like, oh Bills, boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Oh my God, Chris, thank you so
That's
much.
such a 1990s reference, man.
Yeah,
I respect
I was
it,
hearing
though.
that in high
90s kid.
school. I was hearing that in
I'm a
high
90s
school.
I was
wasn't even born yet.
I was in my dad's nutsack. So
Not
I,
even.
yeah.
Not even.
That's borderline. Oh, by the way, Nate took Bills. Chris, you might have to make a return to the freaking penalty box with one more of those.
Let's crack it.
Is this still brought to you by Righteous Pill and Craft Jerky?
Damn right. I'm a
It
villain.
is.
Oh, they're doing Christmas baskets. I gotta look into that.
Yeah, I know. I was
Ooh.
gonna do an ad read for that, but I guess we'll hold off till next for the Christmas
I'm
show.
gonna
for
order
that.
some of that actually.
What
Sounds
we're
pretty
not
good.
going to hear Brent Redlinski's handsome
Oh, I
voice
read that
today?
off myself, my friend. Listen, Brent's got enough problems with his socialist government. I don't need to.
Hey, he lives in Alberta, the Texas of Canada. So
Oh yeah,
It's
it
not
doesn't
too
matter
bad.
when you still live in Canada. You gotta.
Not by the
I'm not
weather.
gonna call. him
by the
racist.
way, if you want a fun listen or you want a fun watch Canadian Parliament. It is hysterical. It's awesome.
Oh, it's my favorite
Much fun
TikTok
to watch.
follow right now.
Oh my God. So much
That
fun.
is my morning tea. That and all the drama at Barstool between Zach Bryan's ex-girlfriend and her co-host. Like
Is her last name's literally Chicken Fry.
no, it's not. It's Lapaglia.
It's lip off.
You want to marry that toxic mess? Go for it.
Yeah, she's fun at it.
Oh no, she's gorgeous. There is a
Oh, she's
reason.
gorgeous.
Listen, I
She's
love.
nuts.
I have my friends all make fun of me. Matt knows my type. She ain't crazy, it ain't worth it. Here's
Long,
the problem.
tan, and handsome.
Oh, so you go off. You don't quite go
My
off the
last
Vicky
girl I
Mendoza
went on a date
crazy,
with had a
crazy scale.
dragon tattoo going up and down her neck. Okay.
Oh, that's
it's
red,
like
that's
it's
red
like
flag.
Pepper Brooks from Dodgeball.
Here's the thing.
Great.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you
The
right
Vicky
now.
Mendoza line. Oh, my
Yeah, Matt's met.
Old move cotton.
I think at least one of my exes. Anyway, all of my exes have they're great women, but they all have their flaws. I have my flaws as well. I will say this: Bree is something I wouldn't even go with 10 feet of. One, I'm a Zach Bryan guy. I always will be. I think this whole thing with her, she tried to drum it up for publicity, and she is proving her brand because she just threw her best friend under the bus. If you want, that's a good listen, by the way. Just hearing
I
about
want
that
some
stuff.
chicken fry, dude.
I don't.
I'll
I'll
bring it
Jennifer
Friday
her to
night.
the sun.
I'll bring it Friday night, baby.
I would love to work for Barstool. I respect Dave and the brand they've made. Obviously, she's the one part of that brand. I'm like, oh God, really? I used to like her as a person, and then the whole Zach Bryan breakup and the way it was just rough. Anyway, speaking of people who aren't breaking up, Josh Allen is marrying my celebrity crush, Haley Steinfeld. Love Haley, love her work as an actress.
Lucky
and as a
girl.
singer. Josh Allen is living the American dream. I don't think he's going to put up 51 fantasy points this week, but this game is going to get stupid ugly. And ugly games, the Lions have won by the skin of their teeth multiple times. I think Josh keeps the money rolling after last week's heartbreaking loss. Give me the Bills to win. I think this is the game.
Say it too.
Yeah, here's the problem, man. The Lions to me, the Lions are almost in the same boat to me as the Chiefs. A lot less ugly of a wins, but they're really only winning games by possessions or stupidity by the other team. But because it's not the Chiefs, nobody's talking about it because the Lions are the darling in the NFL. But the Lions are still, they should have whooped the Bears. They barely won. We all watched that game Thanksgiving. And last time I checked, they should have lost to the Texans when Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions. So I'm telling you right now, this is the game. I circled this game on the calendar for the Bills as they're like, we're still here kind of thing. I don't think the Chiefs might only have one loss the entire year, but this is so the Bills keep the number 2 seed. I think the Lions, this is where they slip. Neither team plays a above 500 team the following week, but both are rivals of theirs. So we'll let that one sink in. I believe the Lions play the Bears and the Bills play the Patriots. So, give me the Bills here. Everyone pick?
No.
Yeah. You've all made my decision very easy. Taking the Lions.
Yep.
Taking the Lions. Everybody's going Bills, going with the Lions. It's going to go Lions already. Bills are a great team. I mean, they're 10-3, but they're better than their record, which is funny to say because they're 10-3. It's a fantastic record, but they are a much better team than that record shows them. The Rams I don't know how they did that. It was just luck that they put 44 points on them. But the Lions are a fantastic team. The defense continues to improve each year. Their offense is just tremendous. You know what the thing is besides performance? If you watch any videos of them on the sidelines, they have bought into that culture. Like they are just high-fiving everybody, just building everybody up. Like Dan Campbell is just a saint for them. And just that team is just meshing and flowing better than any team I've ever seen. And I just think they are just an unstoppable force. Plus, they're at home. A game this close, usually I kind of favor the home team. They're in a dome. Jared Goff in a dome is like Tom Brady. So, well, not, you know what I mean? Like, he's just he just wins games in a dome. Don't mean to say he's like Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
It's like Doug did the dome.
I will say this, Doug. I will say this: when it's a game this close, I go with the better quarterback, and that quarterback is Mr. Allen.
Oh yeah, Josh Allen is better than
and handsome wise. He's really handsome.
Yeah, there's no.
Jared Goff's a pretty handsome guy too. He keeps the Jared namesake looking great. Anyway, McCarthy.
Well, Josh,
my
guys.
friends.
We call this game the Rust Belt Classic because it's gonna be a fun game. Yeah, this is definitely a game to watch this week. Bills got the heartbreak loss last week. Lions are rolling. They've won 11 in a row, 10 in a row, double digits in a row. This is gonna be one of those games where it's gonna be what's the over under on this game?
Ooh, I could say
it is 54.5.
Wow,
Big line.
Interesting.
Big leaners.
I would take the under in that game.
I'm
In this
taking
game,
the under.
yeah, take the under in this game. But the Lions are just basically a more likable version of the Chiefs right now. You could argue the same thing for the Buffalo Bills too, as being the more likable version of the Chiefs. But this is a really tough one. And the fact that the Lions are favored by 2.5, it's a tough decision to make. But I'm gonna go. I'm a bitter boy this year because of how the Jets are doing this year, and the Bills are in the same division. They're basically motorboating everyone in the division. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
All right. By the way, our boy Hector. By the way, happy birthday, Hector.
Hey,
birthday, dude.
happy birthday, SA.
Two of my friends got birthdays today. Shout out to my boy Brian, obviously. His birthday as well, but happy birthday, Hector, obviously. Dude turned the big 3-3 today. He's going with Dan Talica and the Lions. I want to pick MCDC so bad, but something is telling me go with the Bills. So I'm sticking with them.
I'm lying to you. Whatever you gotta do.
Anyway, we're moving on. We're talking the Battle of the Ponies. Colts Broncos. Yeah, I'm going to make this simple. Bo Nix is playing out of his damn mind. And the Colts have a problem where their offensive identity changes every week. They remind me a lot of the 2021 Eagles, but less disciplined, if that makes sense. Better receivers, but less disciplined. No, actually, no. Oh, it is. Less quarterback talent, better weapons. Same coach. Because Shane Steichen was the OC of that 21-21 Eagles team. That was Smitty, Jalen, and Miles Sanders. That somehow made the playoffs out of nowhere. So I will say this, though. Anthony Richardson's got to clean it up, man. He is sloppy. But he's fun to watch. That being said, I still will go with the Broncos here. Bo Nix is playing out of his mind. I think he honestly is the best quarterback of the rookies in the second half of the season over Jaden Daniels and over Drake May. I won't even put Caleb Williams to entertain that conversation. But keep going here. Chrissy, who you got, my friend?
I mean, I like the Colts a lot because of Flacco Nation. Big advocate of that. Always ride with my boy DJ. But I'm going to take the Broncos this week. They're both coming off a bye. Broncos are home. Like you said, Bo Nix has been unreal. I think he's going to continue to improve. Colts defense is, I think it's like pretty mid-tier this year. You're right, Andrew. Anthony Richardson definitely has to shake, his mechanics up a little bit. I'm going to take the Broncos this week.
Alrighty. McCarthy.
Yeah, Chris makes a point about the Colts and both teams being coming off a bye. It's going to be. Yeah, the Broncos have a top 3 defense right now. Colts are offense is When Anthony Richardson's in the lineup, is Jonathan Taylor still kind of hobbling with a bad ankle situation?
He's good. The problem is it's like the Eagles where like once you get down to the goal line, it's goal line carries for the quarterback.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is a tough decision. And I will say this though. I noted on No Credentials Required this past week. The plug on Tuesday that the Colts have actually the easiest path to a possible playoff berth. They just gotta get over this win because then they have Tennessee, then they have the Giants, and then they have Jacksonville to wrap up the year. So if they get on the board with a win in Denver, which is a tough place to play, especially against this Broncos team, which has been surprising to say the least this year, this could catapult them into. They got a lot of different things happen on the other teams' ends, like the Chargers and the Broncos for themselves. But if this is a win for them, it catapults them into a favorable road towards the playoffs. But this is against the Broncos team that, again, they have a top 3 defense right now, and they have who I think is the rookie of the year in the NFL this year in Bo Nix. He's only been sacked 19 times. Like Chris mentioned, their defense is it's kind of mid in the middle. So I'm going to go with the Broncos in this one to win and more than cover.
Back
I
from the
agree with
land of the
that.
dead. Nate, who are you taking?
Denver
Take
by
Vietnam.
4. Always, baby. Give me Denver. I think Bo Nix
Nate,
is.
Nate, we needed you here because McCarthy's like, yeah, my dad was in the army in the Vietnam era. We were waiting for a joke from you.
Oh yeah, we beat the crap out of him.
Oh, he's in the Air Force.
Oh yeah, we're not good when it comes to planes, man. So yeah, y'all won that one, man. We won on ground, not through the air, man. I tell you.
Put an odds boost on America.
But yeah, give me Denver, man. I think Bo Nix is playing out of his mind, well, not out of his mind, but he's playing really well compared to what he was in September. They have a pretty solid receiver, number 1 in Sutton. Mims has stepped up. Devon Vele has stepped up as well. So I think you add that plus with the college struggles with Richardson, who he can run, he can create plays with his legs, but with his arm, kind of
got a cannon, but he can't the broadside of a barn.
Yeah, he's inconsistent. So give me Denver in this one.
The best way to equip it, it's a drunk artillery unit because the accuracy is going to keep swaying, but he can launch it. That's not the problem. All right, Maddie, finish the strong here.
So they're Al Qaeda. What you're saying? They're Al Qaeda.
I wouldn't put him in that badass, but this isn't. Listen, this is not a Sean McDermott talk. Okay.
I'm going to take the Broncos here. Bo Nix is just playing out of his mind, just a completely different quarterback than what we saw the first couple weeks of the season. Anthony Richardson is just wildly inaccurate. He's playing one of the top defenses in the league. So if you're going to take a wildly inaccurate quarterback versus one of the best defenses in the league, I'm going to take the defense. So I'm going to go with the Broncos in this one, plain and simple.
Yeah, Broncos defense has been unreal.
Dude, Riley Moss, baby.
Patrick Surtain.
All right, we're moving up to Bolts
Steven
versus
Seagal.
Bucks.
Come on, man.
This game had my brain like relog itself a little bit. I was a little kind of concerned because I'm in 2 pick'em leagues and I still haven't filled out this game yet. I'm literally doing it right now because kickoff is in about 10 seconds. I am very nervous to pick this game because on one hand, the Bucks are getting healthier. On the other hand, the Chargers have to figure out their offense at some point, right? Right? So I don't know where to go here. McCarthy, enlighten us with some wisdom. What do you got?
You know what? This is my upset pick for the week. Give me the Bucks.
The line just moved to +3. What is it now? +3 Bucks, and so -3 Chargers.
Give me the Bucks. Because like you said, Jared, it's this offense doesn't have it's based on the running game right now because of what J.K. Dobbins is doing. God bless his soul.
Well, he's not playing right now. It's
he's not playing.
He's been out for a couple weeks. It's my boy, the Gus Bus.
Oh, that's right, Gus. That's what I meant. Gus Edwards. My bad. Gus Edwards. God bless him. Having a great season in Los Angeles. Should be San Diego, but that's another show. But Todd Bowles can scheme, especially if you have limited weapons, like Justin Herbert does. And you don't know what kind of game you're going to get at Baker Mayfield. Last week he had two interceptions against the Raiders of all teams, but he also shows up when you need him to show up. And this is a very important game for the Bucks because this could be a game that could put them, if the Falcons lose to the Raiders this week, you could put them up 2 games in a really terrible NFC South division. So give me the Bucks in this one. This is my upset special.
Ooh, Chrissy.
God, this game's tough. I think I'm gonna bold up this week. Giving the Bolts. I guess reason being, I think their offense clicks. I think their offense clicks more this week. I like them again because they're home. It's a travel day for the Bucks. They're going to the West Coast. Told you I'm a jet lag believer. Yeah, I mean Ryan's right. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Baker. He's either throwing 4 touchdowns or he's throwing 3 picks. Like it's just a hit or miss.
He's the white Jameis Winston.
Yeah, little crab legs.
Oh, crab legs.
I think
Publix, baby.
I think the big if this week, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I think the big if this week is if Bucky Irvin plays.
Yes.
Apparently, Bucky Irvin turns that offense into like another level. Not
He brings
this
the
week, the
dynamic
previous-
to that running game.
Yeah, I mean the previous week, not this week. I think he had like
Buck
100
45.
buck 45. Like he's just unreal.
See what I did
Yeah,
there? Buck 45.
yeah, t-shirt. But I think the Bolts win this week. I think Bucky will play. He might be limited because of his back. So give me the Bolts. Give me Jimmy Harddick and his team to win at home. So put me in the box.
I'm gonna stick with my fellow degenerate Nate's face. All right, Mr. West Coast, who you taking?
I told me and my friends had a conversation the other week. We were like, if our favorite team didn't exist, who would we become a fan of? I said the Chargers. California, the colors are cool, logo's cool.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes.
No, continue your point, but I've got a question about that.
Okay, yeah.
About the Chargers at the end.
I got you. But yeah, I mean, look, Justin Herbert, after kind of slow start to the year, kind of picking it up a little bit. The receivers, when healthy, the receiving core is pretty good. With McConkey and it's kind of really it. But I mean, Palmer's not too bad.
Jalen Reagor.
Yeah. Woo!
Like it on.
Add that with the Bucks. Bucky Irving did not practice today. Same situation as last week. He missed the first 2 practices before practicing limitedly on Friday. So tomorrow's gonna be a big day for him to see if he plays, or to give us a better view if he plays on Sunday or not. But I think regardless, I think the Chargers pull out this one, and give me the boys from LA.
All right. So you said pull out, and B, which Chargers uniform do you prefer? Do you prefer the powder blue or do you prefer the navy blue?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say I love the powder blue. I think I will love that one. I like the ones that the old fashioned, not the old fashioned, but the
throwback.
The OG.
Yeah, but yeah, before it became the LA Chargers, when they were the San Diego Chargers, and they had like the powder blue, that will always be my favorite for sure.
I actually prefer the navy blue.
Okay.
I had the LT navy.
That's
blue
nice too.
jersey.
No, I feel you.
Dude, the navy blue OG Chargers uniforms back when they were San Diego were great. The new ones, I'm kind of like, eh.
I think Philip Rivers was working on like his 8th kid when they dropped those.
Yeah. Now he's got 15 or something.
He's almost got as much as Tyreek Hill.
Look, he's married, okay? So that's okay.
That's cool. Give it to the next person.
At least he's not Tyreek Hill.
Good.
We got more kids this year.
You said it, not me, okay?
All right. Moving on, gentlemen. We're moving on.
Wait.
There, Bucko.
Kidding. All right, yeah, we all know Matt's.
He wasn't kidding. He was actually going to transition.
He just figured it
It's
out.
a playoff. I've been here before.
All right, so I'm going Tampa in this one, and I'm only doing that because of injuries. So we all know for a fact J.K. Dobbins will not be playing. Gus Edwards will be playing. It is 50-50 with Bucky Irving, but I think Rachaad White is better than Gus Edwards. So I'm giving that the advantage to Tampa. Lad McConkey, I need him to play desperately, but he is questionable. He was limited in practice. He probably will play. But Quentin Johnston is just, you don't know what you're getting. Are you going to get the guy that just makes these insane contested catches, or are you going to get the guy that drops 5 passes in a row and finishes with 0 points in fantasy? Josh Palmer is not a guy I want to rely on either. I'm going to go with the health on this one. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. They're in must-win games. They're fighting for the division, for the playoffs. I know the Chargers are too, but the Chargers are in a better position of a wild card than the Buccaneers would be. So I'm going to give the edge to Tampa just based off health, and I believe in Baker Mayfield in this one.
Nice. I didn't pick either. I just realized that. Go Bolts. I can't see Jim Harbaugh throwing like 2 really bad offensive performances back to back. And also, am I not wrong? The Bucs defense is banged up too, and they're beating bad teams. Their last good win was Atlanta, and that was a banged up Philly team. I don't know. The Bucks to me are a very odd cat. They're like going to be probably the best, worst, or worst best division winner.
They're
So
the Rams.
They get a home playoff game and win. That's what's going to happen.
yeah, maybe. All right. Either way, yeah, give me the Bolts here. I think this is the Bucks to me. The fact is that you have Bucky's questionable, Mike Evans is questionable. Even though I want Mike Evans to get 1,000 yards again, that'd be so great. I root for that at this point because it's like death taxes. Mike Evans racks up 1,000 yards.
Yeah. What's next?
All righty, Chrissy, it's time, baby.
God
The
damn it.
Battle I-73.
God damn it, dude. That place is 6 hours away from me.
Is it just me, or do you think that line is a little big for this matchup?
I don't know because I think Vegas.
It's not you. It's not just you.
Like, I'm not saying this Eagles shouldn't be favored. I'm just saying I feel like this should be more of a 2.5.
I mean,
So
dude,
here's-
you're
have
right,
a-
Maddie,
I have a
because
weird theory.
we were 13.5 against the Panthers last week. We won by 6. Like, that line is too big, especially because last time we played the Steelers, they didn't have a quarterback or an offense. I think they have a better offense this year. I do think we win. I guess I'll just do my pick. Obviously, I'm taking the Eagles. I think the Steelers cover, but I am taking the Eagles. I don't know. This line's so tacky because it seems like it's so obvious that the Steelers are going to cover that the Eagles could blow them out. Like, I don't know anymore. That's why, like, Vegas, you're stumping me this week, dude.
This could be one of those games where the score is like 19-16, and it's in a fantastic game because both defenses are just great.
Yeah.
So the last time these two teams played, AJ Brown had a hat trick. AJ Brown is also the center of a media-created kerfuffle this week. That of course
is he not? It's always is.
The Philly media hates AJ Brown. They have since he got here. Anyway, they need somebody to be a scapegoat because our quarterback doesn't say anything. It's not like Carson Wentz, who is a diva in the locker room. Jalen just says motivational quotes and goes home.
Jalen, you suck today. Hey, man, you just gotta let the flower grow, bro. What?
In fact,
What the?
to get to my point, the Panthers are one of the teams you do not want to play in football right now. They have taken 3 Super Bowl contenders this year to the last possession. Okay, let's not sink it for Cowboys. 3 different Super Bowl. Yeah, they're going to kill the Cowboys this week. I'm telling you that right now. Like, they might beat them by 20. Like, Cooper Rush might have a problem because this Panthers team may win the NFC South like next year because 1, the South is terrible. 2, they're getting better and better, and Callahan's getting the work out of these guys. I think that benching.
Jalen, you scored 3 touchdowns today, bro. He's mad from weight.
Sweet. Awesome. All right. So I'm telling you right now, the Panthers are going to kill the Cowboys. That honestly would be my gimme if I had an upset in this. Anyway, Eagles will win for 3 reasons. 1, Russell Wilson, this offense is struggling without George Pickens, who's not playing. Running backs, except for Kyron Williams, struggled against Philadelphia this year and Chuba Hubbard, but that was more. I think Philly was Chris. Philly always has a win every year, even in their great years like 17, 22, etc. Where you're like, how did we almost lose this?
Yeah, it was the Super Bowl year was the game against the Raiders.
Yeah, where it took a Ronald Darby 100-yard pick 6 to win us the game. I remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah,
this was that game. Because I watched it, I'm like, man, we're missing blocks, we're missing tackles. Everyone's looking ahead to Pittsburgh, but we were able to rally and win. Go Eagles. Eagles win here. I think the problem is with Pittsburgh. All their key players on that defense were there, except for Joey Porter Jr. Were there when we beat their ass 2 years ago. The only change is now they have Russell Wilson at quarterback. But to be honest with you, this isn't the same Russ used to beat the Eagles all the time because now he's not as mobile. I do like Russ, but no George Pickens. I'm not as scared as of that receiving core anymore. Oh my God, Van Jefferson. I'm shaking in my boots. Calvin Austin. Oh, I still think the Steelers will put up a fight because Najee Harris and Jalen Warren are great running backs. But I think Philadelphia will be able to handle this. It's going to look a lot like the Rams game, at least up until the last Saquon Barkley run, where it's going to be close, but not that, like an 11-point win, 6-point win. They're going to win it handily, so they'll cover, but it's not going to be a blowout. I think Steelers keep this one close because their defense is good. And I trust Russ to at least score a touchdown or two. Maddie.
Well, because 50% of this competition is going to go Eagles, I don't know what Nate's going to do. I'm going to go Steelers. I don't think it's unrealistic to pick the Steelers here. I mean, I know you're saying the same defenders were there a couple years ago, but this is a different team in the sense, coaching and everything wise. They're playing hard. Listen, they look great. They look a lot better than a lot of people thought. Defense is on fire. Russell Wilson is looking as close to the old Russell Wilson from the Seahawks as he possibly could. I'm mostly taking this because, like I said, at least at this moment, 50% of the
trying to get some separation here. I got you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some separation, but I also don't think it's entirely out of the realm of possibility that the Steelers do wind up winning this game. And I'm going to take Pittsburgh here, especially. Oh no, they're in Philly. It's not going to say especially because they're home. But yeah, no, taking the Steelers, rolling with it. See how that goes for me.
All right, McCarthy.
Eagles win, Steelers cover. And I'll tell you why. Steelers, I think they have the 3rd or 4th ranked rush defense against the run this year. And they're going to make Jalen Hurts try to win the game for them. And I've been saying on my on no credentials required.
Shameless plug.
Ding.
That this year, although Saquon Barkley is arguably the MVP of the league, in my opinion, right now, he's taken the load off of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has had a massive load put on his shoulders, at times unfairly, by a lot of the Eagles media, a lot of Eagles fans,
national media
especially. But since Saquon's arrived, that load has been taken off his shoulders tremendously. And yeah, he still got his weapons. He still got Javonte Smith. He still got AJ Brown. Still got your Dallas. No, Dallas Goedert's on IR right now, but
Grant Calcaterra, baby.
Thank you, Grant Calcaterra. He still got his weapons around him. So if Saquon's got the run game taken away from him, if the Steelers take the run game away, it's going to be on Jalen Hurts' arm to get things done.
He did,
and we know how the Steelers like to scheme, try to take things away to try to put things on the quarterback. It's a very Belichick thing to do. Belichick reference aside, the only way UNC got him into the coach to be the coach of the team is that they allowed him to let his girlfriend stay in the same dorm room as him. So, shout out Babylon B for that headline. But it'll be a close game. It'll be a very ugly game, at least in the score line. It will, but the Eagles will win. But I think the Steelers cover this game.
All right, producer Nate. Who you taking? Birds or Steelers?
Birds. Pickens ain't playing, so why would I trust that Steelers offense without him? So.
All righty. And last but not least, Sunday Night Football. Sea Chickens versus the Cheeseheads. Actually, no, they have won me money now. The Seahawks are back in my good graces. I will leave you with this. Geno! That's my dude right there. I'm a big Geno Smith stan, so give me the man who once got knocked out by his own teammate, but is now leading his team to the playoffs for possibly the 3rd straight year. Let that sink in for a second.
Like Elon, let that sink in.
It's sinking in.
Yeah, 3 straight years, by the way, since the Russell Wilson trade. Went to the playoffs last 2 years. And is on track to win the division this year again. Not again, but to win the division for the first time, I believe, since Russ was there. We're talking 2014, I think, the last time they won the division, or 15. Nate, if you could look up the last time Seahawks won the division, that'd be great. But yeah, so shout out to Geno. Like, I love it. So give me this. There also DK's playing. Kenneth Walker is allegedly back, even without him. Zach Charbonnet is incredible. And JSN is turning into one of the best number 2 receivers in the league. besides Devontae Smith or T. Higgins. So give me the
2020.
Oh, okay, they did win in 2020. Okay, I was like coin flipping on that one.
COVID year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, now I remember because Jimmy G was out for the whole damn year.
No, Jimmy G was out after the Jets game, but that was the year that was the year that Solomon Thomas and Nick Bosa both blew out their knees at MetLife Stadium in consecutive plays.
It's almost like that stadium is crap.
That stadium is cursed.
It's crap and it's cursed. Two cheap ass ownership groups.
Sterile as hell.
Yeah. All right. I'm going.
I got hurt walking in there, and I'm a fan.
I was afraid at last year's Stadium Series games that Jack Hughes was going to blow out his ACL.
I was there
because
I was at that Flyers and Devils game. I walked in, I slipped.
I've been to the big recycling can twice. That's enough for me.
It was a great game. We got our ass kicked.
All right, Chrissy, who you taking? Sea chickens, cheeseheads.
I've been taking the Packers a lot recently, and I really shouldn't, so I'm not going to do that this time. Give me the Hawks, Hawk Nation, 12th man, Seattle proud.
D-Gen, sit together, baby. Let's go.
Chris Pratt fanatic. He's a Seahawks fan. Yeah, I like the Seahawks this week. I do think, even though they're leading their division, I really think they have a good shot of winning it still, even though the race is pretty tight. That's what she said. But yeah, give me the Hawks at home. So Hawk up.
There you go. Maddie, I'm guessing Packers.
I am taking Packers. I was taking it before anybody picked anything. I picked a lot of plus odd teams. I should probably take a little more favorites, but I don't know. Possibly no Kenneth Walker. Josh Jacobs will tear up that defense. Could get 3 more touchdowns like last week. Packers need to get a win badly. I know Seahawks need to maintain this. I'm going to take the better defense here and the better, healthier running back, and I'm going to take the Packers in this one.
Safeco Field at prime time is always a nightmare. That's the only reason I would Seahawks.
They need a win badly, the Packers. I'm going to take them there.
Yeah, I got you. All right, McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm going to attribute to my co-host Dustin Henry. Go with the Seahawks.
Shout out to our boy Dustin.
Hawk up.
All right, producer Nate.
Nah, give me the Pack. Go
Pack
Pack.
is back.
Pack show. Pack show.
Yeah. I mean, I just did a great impression of AJ Brown's other kid. He owns Jair.
Damn.
He does. Every time Jair plays the Eagles, AJ smokes him.
This guy.
It's time for the fun part because only Nate took an upset. So the three of us and McCarthy got to duke it out for the good ones. No, I don't like any of those. No. Maybe? No.
I'm looking.
Oh my God. What's going on?
Is NFL or NFL
Well, I got an upset for you. I'm going to start off with that.
I'll take mine first. Give me Monday Night Football. Give me the Raiders knocking out the Falcons. Desmond Ridder revenge game, baby. I believe in the bracket chip.
I was going to say I'm not taking yours, so you're safe to go with that one. I'm going to take one that is near and dear to mine and McCarthy's heart. I'm going to go Jaguars over Jets. My reasoning, when did the Jets beat Mac Jones?
Never.
Let me know when. When they beat them, I'm pretty sure it wasn't Mac Jones at quarterback. Might have been Bailey Zappi or...
That doesn't count, Matt. Oh, no, it does. They're road favorites. Never mind.
Yeah,
sorry.
The Jaguars are at home, and they are plus 3.5 against the Jets.
I'm sorry. My dyslexia flipped the thing. My bad.
Plus, the Jets have found a way to lose. So, quick tidbit of information.
They find new ways to lose every week.
In one possession games in the fourth quarter. Games in the fourth quarter where the game is within one possession, the Jets are 0-7. Meaning the Jets find a way to lose the game at the end of the day. Plus, Mac Jones has had their number since he got to the Patriots, and he is starting. Give me Mac Jones and the Jaguars over the Jets.
I guess I'm not left with much.
This is why
You could take Giants over Ravens.
Give me the, and it might not work, but at home, give me the Tennessee Titans over the Bengals.
Browns over Chiefs.
I did
That
like the
counts.
Browns.
That counts.
I got
brother.
one. I got one.
I did
Chris,
like
that
the
counts.
Browns.
That's a good one too. I was actually my backup if I didn't take Raiders.
I have another upset for you.
Yes, sir.
Give me the Dolphins over the Texans.
That doesn't technically count as an upset for scoring purposes, but that is an upset. So let's run with that one.
Well, Houston's
If
favored by 3.
if the
It needs to
team
be-
that is the underdog is on the road, it's got to be like plus 6.5 or higher.
It's
If
6.
they're at home,
Okay. Sorry.
if they're at home, it can be 3.5.
Because you got remember you got to do the Vegas 3-point field goal swing, the old cowherd rule.
Fair. Okay, never mind then.
I might switch my pick to the Browns on like Saturday. I don't know.
Listen, we have until kickoff of the Army Navy game to switch. So let me know what you
I
want to
feel
do.
like the Chiefs are definitely going to lose one more game, and that just feels like a game where I could just see
Jameis
it.
doing it would be hilarious, but I just don't see it happening.
Ooh,
That's the-
I've got an upset. I've got an upset pick, and it comes from FCS football.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I forgot we could pick those.
I'm gonna take Incarnate Word over South Dakota State.
Cam Ward's alma mater.
Just to give you a heads up, Chris, Njoku is now projected at 0 points, so he must be out.
I like him even more now.
And in one money league, by the way, I am probably going to be without Njoku. Thankfully, I have Tucker Kraft as a backup, and I'm probably going to be without Breece Hall because he just missed another practice.
Another one for out there. The Vikings might be without Aaron Jones this week. He's now downgraded to questionable.
You guys want to hear something?
Never a good sign.
You guys want to hear a crazy story real quick? It's like
Sure. And then we'll get into Nate has the 6-pack standings for us.
He's got to do his gimme too.
Yeah, Nate, you need a gimme.
Yeah, Giants over Ravens.
Gimme.
That's
A
a
gimme.
gimme. That's not a gimme. That's an upset.
A gimme.
Yep.
You're doing double upsets?
No, I'm fudge no. Hell
Dude,
no.
You took Navy.
I know. I was just kidding. I'm not gonna pick the Giants over the Ravens when they're 16-point on fudge.
My brain just re-racked itself.
Nah, give me the Ravens, man. There's no way we're winning. No way. No way. 20
Well,
players on
Nate,
injury
this would be the
reports.
ultimate betrayal, by the way, if you lost a point because your team upset the Ravens.
There is no way we win with 20 players on the injury report. We just lost our starting safety to IR.
Nate, this
No
is not
way.
anything against me. This is putting my hatred to the Giants aside. I am banking I win my fantasy matchup this week against my cousin, who's a juggernaut of a team, off of those Ravens picking off Tommy Cutlets at least 5 times.
So you want to hear, Jared? You want me to tell you my story real quick?
Go for it.
Fantasy story real quick. So last week,
Dear Penthouse.
last week, I'm going up against a team, and then this other guy's going up against another team. This is for a bye. I'm holding first place for the time being going into this week. If I lose and the other guy wins, I lose the bye. So I'm like, all right. I'm not in a good shape. I'm playing a good team. Peace like butters. It's great. I got smoked. Reality. I got smoked. I'm thinking I'm going to lose the bye. The guy who's fighting for the bye is playing a 1-10 team. He's supposed to win, right? This is the 1 week the 1-10 guy doesn't set his lineup. He set his lineup for the whole year. He didn't set up for this week. The guy who was going again for the bye dropped 113 in ESPN. Here's the lineup of the 1-10 guy who didn't set his lineup. I'm going to read the guys who didn't play. He had McCaffrey on the IR. Taysom Hill, IR. Colts defense on a bye. Here's the players that played for him. Josh Allen, 53 points. Chase Brown, 24 points. Puka Nacua, 43 points. DeAndre Hopkins, 13 points. Jake Moody, 8 points. Deebo Samuel, 5 points. He dropped 146. The guy lost by 30-plus points, and he had 7
I would quit fantasy football at that point. I would just quit.
6 people out of 9 active.
Good Lord.
And I got the bye because of that. I lucked out so hard.
Oh my Lord. That's like when I upset that dude with like all backup running backs and receivers.
Yeah.
Damn, that is incredible. Fantasy miracles do happen, kids. All right,
They
Nate.
do.
It's time for the updated six-pack standings. We didn't get to it on Tuesday.
Indeed.
What's the shakeup there, kid?
Well, Chris, outstanding job with the upset pick. I gotta give you credit for that, buddy. You're the only one who hit the upset. Which ties you with Jared. Here we are. Matt first still. No changes there. Since my choking disaster in like week 3 or week 4.
Damn, Matt is continuing to keep his 11-point lead for like almost the entire season. It's actually kind of impressive.
Well, I took like half my picks are plus odds, so you never know, or it could be amazing.
So here's the crazy thing, right? Because I hit more wins, but Chris has hit more upsets. I've only hit 2 upsets the entire season. Upsets to me have been a death sentence.
I love upsets.
So here's the kicker. So boys and girls, don't fret. Matt's not safe. There's 2 things he has to survive. 1, the winner of our fantasy league gets 3 points. Second place gets 2, and the 2 losers get jack.
Oh, I didn't know second place gets points.
And so here's the thing. No, they have to win the thing. So like fantasy playoffs, which start this week for the corner booth, by the way. Me versus Maddie, and then Nate versus Chris. It's next week?
Nah, apparently it's week. I'll double check, but it's not this week. We're still on the regular season.
Make sure we might have to edit it. Make sure we're not like going up against week 17. I do not feel like dealing with that this year.
Well,
can't really control that now.
Week 16 and week 17.
Okay, so that's fine. As long as you don't have to do week 18. Week 18 is a death.
There's 18 weeks.
Yeah, I've lost a championship because of a week 18 a week 17 sit back on only 16 games. Anyway, also, just like last year, playoff games are worth double. So our playoff upset misses. But instead of picking, we'll also have bowl games up until bowl games add some fun to it as well. But we have 5 left, plus the game. Basically, it'll be announced the NFC Championship game, AFC Championship game weekend. That's generally when we call it, because the Super Bowl only counts for max 2 points or 3. So at that point, if somebody's clinched it, we'll just count. We'll call the winner at that point. But yeah, so Matt is not completely Matt hasn't clinched the victory yet. We started doing the playoff rule 2 years ago when it was very much a blowout. I think I was running away with it from Kevin and JD and Samir. I think I had like a 10, 15 point lead. It wasn't even fair. So we started doing playoff wins to kind of make it a little closer. I still won, but never got my jersey, Kevin. It's okay, Kev. You can get it for my birthday present. But that basically wraps up our 6-pack stuff. McCarthy, where can we find your amazing content, my friend?
Oh, you can find our amazing content, No Credentials Acquired. Live shows on Tuesdays at 7:05 Eastern, although this Tuesday will be on at around 8:30-ish. Dustin's got something going on. We're also on most Saturdays also at 10 a.m. Eastern. You can find it on all. Thank you. You can find it on all podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you find podcasts. I also have the 3 Rails Metro Hockey podcast, where myself, Brian Germanaro, and Daniel Smooth, also known as Dan Cruz, is his birth name. We talk New Jersey Devils, New York Rangers, New York Islanders hockey. Also talk NHL. And I also want to give a big shout out to my guy, Tom Gozgoslawski, local radio guy. Been on his program. He's been on my program. He's been on No Credentials Required too. In August, he had a 7-leg parlay for the college football playoff. He hit Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, Texas, Notre Dame, SMU, and Boise State, all to make the college football playoff. His odds in August 24th, he made this bet. Plus 24,213. Nailed all 7.
What was his payout?
I didn't ask. I did not. That's not.
So
that's
it's
that's
at
none of my
least
business.
It's at least $2,400
It's
at least.
it's a nice tidy amount. Let's put it that way.
I always
And,
like
and
to
he
know the
posted.
payouts. I
and he-
love to see what he hit on that.
He posted a video. His wife recorded him during the announcement of the playoffs of the
He had
brackets.
sweating when SMU lost.
He was. I'm sure he was, but when the announcement came out, he was
Congratulations to Tom, man. That's every
Yeah,
bettor's
man.
dream. So I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee he didn't just put a buck down like I do because there's no better cheaper than me.
Same.
I think this is at least a 10, 15, 30, 100-point bet, which you can kind of put 2 and 2 together at plus 24,000 odds. Good for him, man. I hope that sets him up. Just pay your taxes, Tom.
Well, funny thing is that his wife just had his third kid.
Oh, he definitely needs that money. That's just
so yeah. I mean, it's basically it's
him.
their third boy too. So
oh yeah,
they're gonna be big and goofy looking like him.
Hopefully, he gets football scholarships or baseball. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at All Things Corner Booth Pod. That's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Reels. I believe TikTok as well. New episode obviously drops every Monday or Tuesday, depending. We'll announce it Sunday night, obviously. 6-pack standings obviously will be posted today, and then also we'll post. I might actually start posting the recording of this show, like because some people miss it. It's a Thursday, but other than that, have an amazing weekend. Go watch the game between the Rams and the 49ers. We will see you guys on Monday or Tuesday, depending. Remember, next Thursday, corner booth, Christmas party, and then we'll be off the following Monday, Tuesday because of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And we'll let you know if we're doing the 26th. Probably will. Just we'll let you know in advance. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up. Check out No Credentials Required, obviously. Shout out to Nate with 3rd and 10 podcast. Has dropped another episode. And you can find me, Chris, and Matt, and Nate at All Things Corner Booth Pod. Peace. And that's it.
Love you guys.
Shout out, Kevin.